Hey there, Joomla fans. Tim Davis here. I'm a Joomla fan too. Thanks for tuning into this encore performance of Watch Me Work live stream number 17. It's an interview with Rick Spaan, who's going to show us ImageManager by his company R2H. It's a great extension that will allow you to move images around on your server without breaking the links to them in your articles. So, if you've not subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications, get new live streams, updates of new live streams, and tutorials that go on the site. And why not give the video a thumbs up? So let's head on over to that interview now. Brought to you by... Like I said, today we're going to be interviewing Rick Spaan and meeting him, and he's going to show us ImageManager, which is a great extension, especially for those of us who have our images all disorganized where they are in our Joomla install. So I'm going to invite Rick to unmute his mic now, and I'm going to introduce him. Well, I've already mentioned who he is. So, Rick, thanks for doing this today.
Hi, Tim.
So tell us, what's your Joomla story?
Well, my Joomla story. Well, first, let's start by saying with a big thank you to you for having me on the session today. And yeah, I'm really happy to speak today with this all this happy stuff about the image manager. And well, maybe you have noticed, but English is not my first language. So if I make some rather strange mistakes, please let me know.
I think you're doing great.
Thank you. Well, to start off, I'm the owner of a little company called R2H, R2H in Dutch, and we're in the south of Holland. And at the moment, we are with 3 programmers, and we do a lot of websites, web shops, custom-built applications, Joomla extensions, and some IoT solutions. And our main goal is to use as much as Joomla as we can. And most of the time, it actually happened that way. And we also use some other PHP frameworks and JavaScript frameworks for the custom applications. Okay. Well, my story starts about 15 years ago when I was first introduced into HTML and building my own websites. And my brother-in-law, who had a little company, he was building websites with his company. He said, "Well, I need some help. Can you please help me out, and so we can start a company together?" So I did, and well, after a couple of years making just HTML websites, we started to notice there's a little shift towards the CMS systems. So we were looking into a nice CMS system which can speed up our site builds and also our maintenance. And then we came across Joomla, and I actually fell in love with Joomla, and we have used it now for over the last, I think, 10 or 11 years, starting by Joomla 1.5. It's the first version we've used for our builds. And then a little bit about me. Well, I'm also a Joomla volunteer. I do a lot of visiting for Joomla, a lot of Joomla meetings and conferences. So if there's a conference in Europe, I'll try to visit it. I was a member of the Joomla exam team, and also I do a lot of patch testing in my own spare time, which we talked yesterday about, which is a very important part about the Joomla system, because we actually need a lot of people testing the Joomla core code. So I actually want to invite everybody to just start testing and patching Joomla.
And we were talking yesterday, and you brought this up, and so actually we're going to do a Watch Me Work live stream early in the new year, sometime in January, and Rick's going to go over how to test Joomla and some of the tools that are there, because that's something that I've not tried done any testing, just because it's like, well, how would I report things? What does it involve? So we're going to have a whole issue dedicated to that, so that'll be coming up in 2019. So that's going to be great.
Great, yes. So that's a bit about my my Joomla story,
okay,
and my company.
So you've been at what point did you start making your living off of Joomla?
About 10 years ago.
10 years. Was
Yeah,
that
yeah.
was now that transition time, was that a difficult time, or did was because often what happens is we get something going on the side, or we're learning things, so we're making some money, but to suddenly go full time, either you do it when you've been working two jobs full time,
Yeah,
one job in that,
exactly.
or else you're use full time and part time in Joomla, and you think, oh, I'm going to make a go of this. So which was it for you?
Yeah, it was actually that one. So we first start. Well, my brother-in-law, who was at that time the owner of the company, he was working full time, and he needed some extra hands. And I was working with another company, and I was actually an AutoCAD engineer. And well, I thought, well, that's nice. Well, I want to help him out. So I started to learn some HTML because I always had a love for programming. And AutoCAD is was using Lisp at the moment. So I was also looking into Lisp and Visual Basic and some other programming languages. So I thought, well, okay, let's try HTML and let's try to make some sites. So in the evenings, I started working with him, and yeah, suddenly we had so much work. So we said, well, we have to start our company. So then, then we actually started together our own company, R2H.
So, what advice would you give to someone who's thinking, hey, maybe I could make a living making web pages with Joomla or extensions or something? What's a couple of practical pieces of advice that you would give someone that's moving towards
Mm,
that?
the biggest one is dedication. You need to be totally into all the stuff you want to do and make your living with. So it's really important to have to use all your spare time to gain knowledge and start learning something new. So that's my main advice.
So, it's not just going to come easy. It's going to be just like any
No,
entrepreneurial thing. You're going to have to grind it out to make that switch.
exactly.
Cool. All right.
Work as hard as you can.
Yeah. Yeah. Work as hard as you can because work is hard. All right,
Exactly.
well, go ahead and share your screen and show us ImageManager. I
Okay.
played around with it a while ago, and you program this out of necessity for a client, correct?
Yeah, exactly. We actually had a client. I'll start. I think it's
Yeah.
share. Okay, yeah. Now it's on the screen. I think.
Yes.
Let's
And if
drag
I
this
knew
over.
how to hide the screen over, oh wait, look at that! I just figured that. Well, I'll make it small like that.
Okay. Well, actually, I talked it on the Joomla World Conference last year in Rome. And we had a company who were using a lot of images in the website. I mean, a lot of images, I mean, tens of thousands of images, and yeah, that we had to do a big makeover. And so, well, we had two options. There were actually, I think, 15,000 articles in the Joomla article database. So the only option was, if we want to do a real cleanup, ask a couple of friends over and open every article, rename the images, and then that way, hopefully, in a couple of weeks, all the content was correct like it should. But that was a lot of work. So actually, well, I thought there must be an easier way to manage those images in Joomla. And everybody knows, as you move images around, you probably break all the links. So we
Yes,
start
and
building
for
this up.
those that don't know that are watching this, when you put an image in an article in Joomla, it creates there's some code that points to where it is on the server. So if you move it on the server, then that code doesn't automatically get changed, and then that's how you end
Exactly.
up with broken stuff, and it's a nightmare.
Yeah, it's it's a big nightmare. So that's when we started to create ImageManager. It was a really tough process because images in Joomla are all over the place. So at first, this is now our main goal is to the main goal is to have the images sorted out in the articles and the custom HTML modules, which are the mostly used things in the Joomla CMS. So that's our main goal. Okay, to start off, I've installed it already. I hope everybody who's who's watching this live stream knows how to install an extension.
If they don't, they can head to the YouTube channel. I think I have a tutorial on that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll first start with the website. I made a small website for the demonstration. Just a nice video header on the top. This is a module, and here's a category block and category list and some contacts and a custom HTML module with an image in it, with some other single pages. I actually used here the Joomla intro image, so I'll show later on. Another module with some news. Another article with some articles in it. And a small contact page. And okay, what to start off, when we look at maybe that's a good idea, start off with the file browser. This is the structure now at the moment where the images are. There's a slideshow on top. Is using these images. Mm-hmm. And we have some stories. This is some demo content, which I'll need later on. This is the images we use for the intro images in the Joomla articles. And there's the video folder. Okay, when we look at an image, I'll start with the contact page. We can see there's a little map here. I'll open my inspector, just easier to.
And that's F12. You're in
F12.
Chrome, so F12
exactly.
in Chrome to open the element inspector.
Yeah. So if you look at the path of the images, it's just images. Templates, and then the image name. So when I look at ImageManager, it's over here. If I want to move it to the image folder, the root, I can do like this. And that's all there is to it. So when I now refresh, the image should be there, and now you can see the image location has changed.
Yeah. In
the content. So that's the basic concept of the component. We actually have now a free version. I don't know if I told you that, but we have a free version.
Okay.
So I'll post a link. Later on, and if you install the version, the first thing it's going to do is start a tour, and in this tour you get all the features explained that are in the system. So we tried to make it as easy as possible. I'll just click through the tour.
Yeah.
If you want to see it, just install the free extension. Okay, and that is that. When the extension is installed, it will create thumbnails. At the moment, we have some difficulties. There are some servers who are using a really servers who don't have as much RAM as they should have.
Okay.
As actually, when you're on a budget hosting, you don't have much RAM, so that's always a big issue. And also, when you have a lot of large images, it can crash the application. So we're working on a fix.
Okay.
One of the things we're now doing is that there is no thumbnail created. So when you create thumbnails, you can just click generate thumbnails. It will generate all the thumbnails, the previews, except for the larger images.
Okay.
You see this one is rather large.
And when you do that, is it recreating thumbnails in everywhere or just in the folder that you're viewing?
Everywhere,
Okay.
everywhere. It recreates from the images root up, then all the subfolders.
Okay.
So now you see here all the thumbs, and you can actually see which images are used in the system.
Okay.
Very important is that you also need to install the full database search plugin. This is something you have to install after the main installation from the main installation of the component.
Okay.
And can also be downloaded from the website. And then it actually shows all the used images in the whole system, also in modules. So that's a nice feature. So now you know at least where a certain image is used. So you can see here this bridge. You can actually see
wow.
used in an article called project management, and then it is found by the full database search, and you can actually open the article here. So that's a nice feature.
Oh.
And if I now go to the intro image, you can see the images over here.
Okay. Well, that's neat that it shows everywhere that it's used.
Yeah. Well, that is something we needed, because it only picks up. You can only move the images that are in the main content and in the custom HTML modules.
Okay.
We are actually building new plugins for widely used components and image galleries and sorts, but it's a lot of work. It's really difficult to sort out all the ways images are implemented in the extensions.
So if someone's using one of these images in an article, but they've also used that image in a forum post,
exactly,
then you move it, it's going to be okay in the article, but in the forum post it will be broken.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a tool for integrators, and it's not a tool for someone who doesn't know how the Joomla system works. So it's mainly a tool for people who are building Joomla websites or have at least some knowledge about the Joomla system, who want to clean up their website, because there will be errors.
Yeah. Now, because I guess one way is to just look for that image name and path in every table and then move it, but that's what's the challenge? Go ahead. What's the difficulty behind that?
It's difficult because not every component stores the images the same way.
Okay.
So sometimes they are in a JSON string, sometimes they are a full path, sometimes they are a relative path. So you always have to figure out which way the image string is stored.
Okay.
So that's a challenge. And also, if an image is stored in a lot of, if you have a really large database and the image is stored everywhere, you have to use a lot of processing power to find all the images. Mm-hmm. So that's something we are now working on to optimize the process. So now it's really difficult.
That one image there is red. What does that indicate?
That indicates that the image isn't used in the system.
Okay.
So I know for a fact if I throw this one away, it won't break the system.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. And what do you have under actions there? Let's see the drop downs. You've got view image.
View image info. So this is just a representation of the image. This is what image usage.
Yeah, so it's not used anywhere.
It's not used anywhere. Here's some dimension, file size. You can actually rename it over here, like this. And you can move it if you want. restore to previous location. If you move an image somewhere and suddenly you notice that some links are broken, you can move the image back again to the old location. So, for instance, if I move this one to images, and I'll go to the images folder, I can say restore to previous location, and it will move it back to this folder.
Okay, good.
So if indeed a link breaks, you can always put it back on the place where it should be before you move the image.
Okay.
It also shows other file formats which also can be moved, I think. No, can't be moved. Can only move in this way.
Okay, so you just select the folder where to put it.
Yeah.
You don't want to move that one either, anyways.
No, okay. That's true. Okay.
So on the chat here, Chayton asks, how do you find out what images are used in the system articles and what are not? I think you just showed that, and I'm not sure how long that's been there. But Chayton, does that answer your question? And stick around, Chayton, too, because I'll throw in the Zoom link pretty soon here for questions. But so it's those red ones that show what's not used in this in system or articles.
Well, actually, not in a system, which is an image link that is not present in the database.
Okay, so it's just not in the database.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
Okay.
Now have you? Oh, keep going. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. We also have some batch actions, which are really nice. One of the main things we encountered when we were fixing customer websites is that they use all kinds of strange characters within the image names. So we made a function which you can replace the underscores with the dashes and the scores, because it's better for Google. Back in the days, an underscore was a better option. Today, it's a score a better option.
Okay.
And you can make them all lowercase if you want, and it removes all strange characters like, well, I don't know what it's called in English. But
yeah, John Mulholt knows what one of those is because he's got it in
his
name. Not one that's appearing there, but
yeah. Because nowadays servers can handle it, but there are some servers who actually break their necks because of the strange images.
Well, the other thing too is that when you're talking about that, this is great for people that are just working on a site, building their site. Those are harder to read inside the harder for our eyes to read when you're looking at a file path or something like that. So even just from that sense, it's nice to just like, oh, I know what that is, as opposed to, oh, is that broken or.
Yeah, exactly.
Mary says she likes that feature.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, this is a nice one. You can. Well, I was talking about the unused images,
right?
The red ones. You can actually clean up all the images once. And now it shows all the images that are in the image folder but aren't used in the system.
Okay. And a lot of those are the default ones that come with the Joomla install.
Some of them, I think. Yeah.
Bananas and strawberry and everything in images stories. Well, see, and the nice thing about this extension is because a lot of us have so many images that are in images stories, and stories goes back to previous versions of Joomla. And if you want to just get rid of that, just to tidy it up, you can move things out of there, and that's nice.
Yeah, it makes all your paths a bit shorter.
Yeah.
At least if you use the image folder.
Yeah, Chayton says batch rename is really great and useful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. I'll talk about this one. You can actually find images. So, for instance, you're on a website and you see that there is an image here, like this one. start this one. So if you know some of the image names, you can just start typing and it will find the image for you. Because a lot of times when you actually know there's an image in the system,
Mm-hmm.
and you don't know exactly where it is in the system, especially when you have a lot of folders, then that's an easy way to find your missing image. And when you remove images, for instance, if I delete this one, they are stored in the root of the website in a separate folder. And if you want, you can then restore the image again back to the previous location.
Okay. So now you had it said there to permanently delete it, to just use FTP. So you don't have anything here that permanently deletes them, or
no.
Okay.
Exactly. Yep. Okay. Well, now you can actually move the images around. You can actually drag folders. I don't know if this version supports it, but you can drag folders. Maybe I can see if I can do it like this.
Okay.
So I see it's not updating on the left side, but it can be fixed with a refresh.
Yeah.
Then we have the problem with the images. They're not in the main content or in the custom HTML modules. For instance, this slideshow. This is a custom slideshow we made.
Mm-hmm.
So when I look at those images, I can actually see. I think they're in this folder. You can actually see they are used in a module.
Okay.
So you have some clue that it's only used in a module. So when you, I don't know what's.
And that's a custom HTML module, you said.
No, when it's custom HTML module, it will actually show that it is used in a custom HTML module.
Okay.
When it's used in some other module, it just shows that it's used in a module. So you know at least it's used in some module in the system. So you have at least you have a clue where to look. We also have some nice options. If you have a lot of large images, the thumbnail creating process can take up a really long time, or can even crash your server. So if you want, you can just disable all the thumbnails, so you just see the image names.
Okay.
You can ignore folders, so they won't show up in the folder listing. And there are some hints if you need.
So ignore folders would be a good way to prevent you from wrecking stuff.
Exactly. There are some people who are actually wrecking their websites really, really easily. So you just say, well, don't touch the folder stories.
And these are just folders inside of your images.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you so let's see, if you were storing images from a component in the image folder, you could create just a separate folder for everything that's non-article images. And if you were going to use this, and then you could just ignore that, and then you've protected yourself against that. Yeah.
That's what you see now. The folder is gone. The storage folder is now not visible anymore in the system.
Okay. Chayton says, so the user knows what was found, just not the name of it.
The user
I think that goes back a little bit. I hope Chayton has his microphone, because we're going to get him on here in a little second. And then Chuck says, it's really cool, manager. Many more useful ways to get more from Joomla's manager. Chayton's comment was regarding the image finder.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. Now, No, I will. I'll ask. I'll ask after. I don't want to keep interrupting you. I'll let you keep going.
There's no problem. Well, I think that's concludes most of the features. Um, yeah, if I can show you, well, like this image over here, environmental. I think it's in the stories folder. Let's see, is it over here? Oh, you see some examples of large images.
Okay, yeah, that didn't draw. Yeah. Yep. And that one's not used. So again, with these ones that are red, you can just remove those.
Exactly. You can just. That's why we actually made this. The first thing we actually start with. Just delete all the unused images. Well, I can show you how the process works. One thing, I don't know if he actually also removes the images that are used in the slide. Okay, well, okay, I see here there are only 2 removed. So, okay. So now the system is cleared. You only see now green dots.
And to remove them by FTP, where are they?
They're in the root of the website.
Okay.
So if you go to the public HTML folder, there will be a folder. I don't know what's called. I can look it up if you want.
Yeah, so, but it creates a folder in the root.
It creates a folder. Yeah, I think it's called images, ImageManager, deleted or something like that.
Okay.
Yep.
Chayton said when you search images in Image Find, we don't see the preview thumbnail, just the name. If we saw the preview, that'd be helpful. Oh, he's making a suggestion.
Okay, I don't get the question.
Tell you what, I'm gonna. Hey everybody, here's. Oh, that's not the link. I tried copying the. Hold on for a second here. Let me get this link here. Let's go invite. Copy the URL. All right, everyone. There's the Zoom link for you to jump on here with questions or comments while we continue to look at this. Let's close. Let's close that. If you have a headset, that works best when you're on Zoom because it cuts down on the echo. Rick has very stylish earbuds in there, which is something I've been intending to do, so I don't have to have the big ear muffs here. I mean, it's not that cold where I live in Canada, but I live in the warm part of Canada. So, okay. So I think what Chayton was suggesting there is that when you search images.
Okay.
In the image find, we don't see the preview thumbnail, just the name. If we saw the preview, that'd be helpful. That's what he's implying.
That's something we actually will add in a newer version of the ImageManager, and we're also put in an image resizer, and so it will cut down all the larger images.
Okay.
So you can predefine a maximum image size, and it will shrink down and crop images. And also optimize images for web.
Nice. So one of the things that I'm wondering about is what have you had interest from other extension developers to develop a plugin for moving images in theirs in their extensions?
No, not exactly. I talked to some other extension developers and said, well, if you need info, please let us know. But most of the time, they're just stored in the database somewhere. Okay. So you just have to go through all the tables and see where the images are stored, and figure some way out in which you can remove or move or do some other stuff with the images.
Yeah, it just seems like a good opportunity for cross promotion to be able to say, hey. Our extension works in ImageManager, and then ImageManager says our extension works in such and such an extension, and then people go, because you start looking at stuff and think, okay, well that's good for a basic site and replacing, and okay, now I see how I can isolate these other images, so that's good, but to see lots of different logos on things that work could help everybody out.
Well, we actually had a very nice booth on the Italian Joomla World Conference, also with Peter.
Yeah.
Peter from Western, you know very well, I think.
Yeah.
In the meanwhile,
So how far away are you from Peter? From Regular Labs, Peter?
I think 1 hour drive.
1 hour drive. Man, that's a long drive in Netherlands, right?
Yeah, it's a really long drive in the Netherlands. You want to go to the top and the bottom, I think it's 2.5 hours drive. So
Yeah, I've talked to him a little bit about gas price and stuff like that because showing him the size of my pickup truck and everything there.
well, it's
Hey
really
Tim, I have a question for Rick when you're
Yeah.
done.
Hey, Chayton.
Hi.
Chayton, meet Rick. Rick, this is Chayton. He's the owner of JoomDev.
Okay.
Hey Rick, I
Hi.
really like it. I just want to imply the fact that you're able to find out what images are being used and where they're being used. Because personally, I had this problem on this website. This website was on Joomla 1.5, when then we migrated it to 2.5. Now it's running 3. So think about it. It was having 3 generations of images, and the library was massive, like 500 images or so. And we tried to organize it by day and stuff, but the end problem was we couldn't find out what images were being used and what were not being used. So I think this can be really useful in that case, that you figure out what is not being used and what is being used, and then you get rid of the stuff that's not being used over time, because that's what happens. I mean, new images would come in and they'd replace the old one, but they keep sitting in the media manager.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so I think
Been
that's
there,
very
been there,
useful.
done that.
And let me ask you something else as well. So one of the more other problems I had on that particular website, since there were so many images, going to the media manager would take a lot of time, because sometimes if on a folder there are 50 images and they're high resolution, the folder size is like 50 megabytes. And Joomla doesn't try to resize. It tries to load all of those images in their full size. It just, resizes them to a smaller size for display. So I do see the generate thumbnails button. I don't know if you demoed it before I joined, but is there a way to generate previews or smaller thumbnails so that the images would load faster when you're getting to the media manager?
Well, there are actually the thumbnails are actually generated. So if you look at the thumbnails, they are actually the small thumbs. So they're only
Got it. Yeah. I see it's a 3 MB or something, but loaded real quick. So if I have a site and I was to install this on that website, would it bulk generate the thumbnails? How would that work?
Well, I actually talked briefly about it in the introduction. We now have some issues creating thumbs on servers that are not capable of handling a lot of load. So if you don't have a lot of RAM on your server and you want to scale down really large images, the system will now crash. So we're actually looking for a solution to somehow create the images, or just if we can't create the images, at least show the image, then the larger version. So it will be slow, but that's it actually all depends on the server.
Of course. Yeah, I know how resizing works. You may want to look at Foca Gallery, because I use it extensively on a website, and it has like 500 images in a gallery, and obviously it takes over the page and it does it one by one. So it doesn't really do it in the background. It's doing it one by one, but that I think does it really well when it comes to resizing. I've never had a problem of memory issues or whatever, but it just takes a lot of time.
Yeah, that's something we have to look into. So it's actually a process we are now working on to optimize the thumbnail generation. So we actually know that all the thumbnails are created. So as you now see on my screenshot, it's this larger thumb. It's about 3 megs. It's not created.
So just to make sure I have this right, the thumbnails are only created or will only be created for the images that are uploaded using your media manager, right?
No, it will create thumbnails of all the images in the image folder.
Okay, perfect.
He's just having problems getting right now they're having problems getting large images, the thumbnails getting drawn. But Chayton, I know I've used Foca Gallery as well, and they do have that redraw thumbnails, and then the whole screen gets taken over by a picture, but it gives you an update in the top, and it does take a long
Exactly.
time, but it just goes one at a time,
Right,
redraws,
right. So
and
doing 2 of 30, doing 3 of 30. I mean, I think since they've been doing it a long time, they've just optimized and figured out what's going to work for majority of the users, majority of the shared hosting providers, even if that means giving 5 seconds per image or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Mhm.
that's really something we have to look into. So it's high on our list.
Got it. Yeah,
And
but I really, like I
even
said,
with go ahead.
I'm sorry, Tim. Yeah,
No,
like
no,
I
you go
said, I
ahead.
really would like to pressure that, Rick. I really like the feature where you can figure out where an image is being used. That to me is like a gem, you know,
Yeah,
for
yeah.
not just for this one site, but for pretty much every site. I mean, this is applicable across WordPress too. I don't work on WordPress a lot, but we have these issues because WordPress is like, it would generate 5 different versions of an image when you upload it. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you can figure out if an image is still being used, not by the core of it. There may be an add-on or a plugin, but not by the core of it. So I think that feature right there, Rick, I think that's very useful.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sure.
And even if it takes a long time to draw the thumbnails, the beauty of it is that if you've got a huge site like Chait described, that's been different versions of Joomla, you already know you're saving time, even if it says processing 1 of 1,000 images. You just get up and go get something to eat and come back because you're. But it's not like, why is this taking so long? It's like, oh my goodness, this is saving me so much time to do it manually. So
yeah,
that was our main goal.
You robbed a teenager of a lot of money by making him just sit down and do that. I just posted the link in chat because Chuck asked what the URL was for this extension or the JED address, so I put it down r2h.nl/Joomla extensions.
Yeah, it's not yet in the jet.
Oh, okay. Oh, we're going rogue.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
I think.
Now, do you have plugins for other extensions? Do you have some other plugins that you've done?
Yeah, we have some plugins. Actually, I have to look at the site myself.
Yeah, I know. That's because you have people that take care of that.
Exactly. Let's see. We have DJ Image Slider and Ignite Gallery, which are 2 extensions we actually used a lot in the past. And also the full database plugin is also an extra extension.
So if somebody had a site that was a mess and it had a certain forum, they could contact you and say, "Hey, I need a plugin for this forum. What would it take, or what are the possibilities for that?"
Yeah, no problem. Yeah. Now we actually figured out how to create plugins really quick, so it won't take a lot of time to create an extra plugin for an extension.
Okay. Excellent.
I think it's. Can I post some?
Sure?
Well, if you go to the R2H.nl/ImageManager, it will show the paid version, and there's a link in the description to the free version.
Okay, go to where?
R2H.nl/ImageManager.
Okay, image. I got it on the screen here. ImageManager, all one word. There we go.
Yep. And there's a link in the description. Download free version.
Download free version. Okay.
So if someone want to try it out.
Excellent. In fact, I'll put that right in the chat over here as well, so people can go directly to that. All right. Hey, listen. Here's a question. How'd you make this box? I see that often. Is there a tool that's doing that, or are you just creative?
What box?
Well, you've got. Oh, sorry, you can't see. I've got the box that says ImageManager on it.
The box
on that page. It looks like you went and bought it at a store.
Oh, it's actually something from some sort of stock site.
Okay.
and then you can actually buy a blank box, and then you can just
Okay, so then you just put it on.
yeah,
All right. Well, because I've seen that before, and I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. So,
yeah.
all right. So the free version is there for people to
Yeah,
check
it
out.
will actually only do one image at a time, so no batch
Okay.
actions.
All right.
But you can see all the other infos where images are used and all this other stuff.
Okay. So the pro version will let people do batch stuff.
Yeah.
All right. How often are you putting updates out? Because I was wondering if I hadn't seen it come up on an update on the Joomla updater.
I know. We actually did a lot of testing, and we're now in the process of creating a new version.
Okay.
But it's also a lot of work, and we also have our clients, so we have to split our times. And well, if there are some bugs, we actually fix bugs really quick.
Yeah.
And so hopefully early next year we will release the new ImageManager with the new features. There's also the scaling and the resizing.
So you don't just stop eating and living and everything while you come out with a new version. You actually try to keep eating and making money along the way.
Yeah. Most of the time we do.
Is that what you do too, Chayton?
Yeah, I try to.
Yeah, you try to keep eating. Yeah, I hear you. That's the balance. That's the balance of having your own business. Is how much time do you spend on spec stuff? How much time do you spend on what might turn into something down the road? And in the meantime, the bills keep coming. So
yeah. Well, I think it's really important if people encounter some bugs. The bugs must be fixed really quick.
yeah.
So that's our main goal. But new features is always difficult because you have to do a lot of testing and yeah, it's generally a lot of work.
Good.
So.
Well, I'm not going to hang up on anybody or stop this now, but just for people that don't hang around for the chat afterwards because they just here for the content, they're here for the meat. They don't want to chew on the bones afterwards. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and thank you, Rick, for showing us that, and actually thank you for developing this because it certainly is great for tidying up an annoying problem, especially for those of us that are a little OCD about having everything organized nicely. And so that's great. Thanks for your time today.
Okay. No problem.
All right, so we'll keep chatting and stay online here and everything, and we'll keep the stream going. But for those of you that are leaving, thank you for watching and for your support of this channel. If you're watching on the Encore Performance on YouTube, please, and you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Ring the bell to get notifications. And if you're watching this on Twitch, follow the channel. And so doing both those things will get you alerts the next time that there's a live stream or new tutorials on the channel. So today is the last Watch Me Work live stream that's going to happen on a Tuesday. We're moving to Wednesdays, so I'm not streaming 2 mornings in a row. On December the 26th, Boxing Day, I'm having a special live stream here in the office studio to show you some of the secrets. Plus, I'm going to show you the secret tech that barely any house in the whole world has that I have on the other side of that door. So that's going to be Boxing Day, December 26th, the day after Christmas at 1800 UTC, 11 o'clock here on the left coast of Canada. And then coming up in the new year, we'll start doing, we'll keep the streams going. Like I said before, Rick's going to do a stream, one of these with us to show us how to test Joomla 4, test patches, different things, how to become a part of that aspect of the community for those of us that don't know the logistics of that. So anyway, so for those of you that are leaving right now, thanks for watching. Enjoy your Joomla sites and God bless. I smile for a long time so it can cut off later on. All right. Chayton, what's happening in your world there, man?
Nothing, Tim.
Oh, come on. You're redoing your shopping cart.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's because those guys are not able to get free coupons. I know that. Yeah, you told me about it. And that's good. You give away, you do a giveaway, and all of a sudden you can't process the giveaway, right?
Yeah, I know. I saw that. I was thinking just Chuck says in chat, thanks. He's looking at the thing now. No, there was. Yes, no. I thought, yeah. As soon as the giveaway is ready to go, then it was. I thought maybe Naveen was trying to get 5% out of me at least, because he says, "Well, I can do one for 95%." I said, "That's okay. I'll wait." Because
no, we have to get back to you today. Yeah.
And Rick, Rick and others, just that they're right now. Joom Dev's shopping cart can't do 100% code, so.
I mean, it's good for business, right?
Oh, exactly. Yeah. So I'd love to. Here, I'll give it to you free. Just pay me 5%. There you go.
Right.
That's,
Hey, Rick, I just downloaded a copy and then I, tried to move an image and everything, and it changed the path as well. Really, really good work, sir. I really like what I'm seeing so far. Yeah.
Ah, great. Nice to hear.
Yeah.
Yes, that's good. A lot of times I show people things and that's when it breaks. Like the internet is down, or I say, "I swear this works." It's just not.
Well, that actually should be my introduction. Well, on a live stream, and if you do some demoing, something will break. But
So, Rick, what are most of your clients? Is there a certain industry that you have most of your clients in, or?
Well, we actually have really large clients and really small clients, so it all depends. It's we have some major companies, and also the bakery literally on the corner. So
Okay.
we have a really large client base.
What are you? So what's your main focus as the owner? What do you find takes up most of your time?
My time mostly is creating templates and designing.
Okay.
That's my main line of work, and my colleague, one is actually a really good programmer, and the other one is more of a marketing guy.
Okay.
So we actually have some nice crossovers when we create websites.
So when the bakery on the corner recommends you to the shoe store that opens up next to him, and someone comes to you, who actually builds the site?
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
I think mostly me.
Okay. Yeah. And Chayton, I didn't ask you that when you were doing the live stream. What's the main Of course, you didn't even tell me you were the owner of the company till after the whole thing was off. So
you didn't ask me.
Well, I know I didn't ask. So I did ask for your Joomla story though. But anyways, what's the main what do you find yourself spending most of your time on?
I just manning the phone, if I may, Tim. It's because like I told you the other day, a good number of clients who would call me, and whom we are on an SLA with, so we host them and manage them, make sure their sites are up to date and everything. So really just making sure the phone is being answered and getting stuff done for them. Really, that's pretty much what I do. And if I do find free time, like I did right now, I try to get along with the Joomla community, rather that be on Twitter. I know there's a lot of people doing Joomla on Twitter. You get that, or try to listen to podcasts and stuff.
Yeah. So if the bakery calls you, who does the web page?
So I answered the phone, if I may.
Okay.
I answered the phone, and then obviously, if it's something critical, I look at it myself, get it done. If it's something that can wait, then I try to get someone else to do it.
Good.
That's nice.
All right. Well, because I think that's, I think because there is an element to Joomla where I think too with the streams here that I do, there's a lot of people who are. We're working at home, we're working alone, and it's good to know that other people are out there, but also good to hear how they're doing it too. So, this is the Tuesday of the month where I have a jacket on because I was at the Chamber of Commerce coffee talk this morning. So I get a little bit more dressed up for that. And I just like the interaction with the other business owners because I kind of pick some things up from them, see how they handle themselves or hear what they're doing. And that's just in the visiting. So I think it's really good for guys like you guys that have businesses, that have employees. It gives us something to kind of think about and make sure that either A, we're working wise, or B, he answers the phone too. Oh, good, because I thought maybe I was doing something wrong because I have to do everything.
Tim, I'm not sure if I'm not seeing this right, but I think the Twitch is still live. Did you intend to turn that off?
Yep. No, I meant to leave it going. Just saying bye to everybody. Yeah, no, don't tell us any secrets. This is no, but what I'm trying to do on the live streams is sort of have a point where I wrap it up, because the chat tends to wander, and I don't want people to think, oh, this is getting too long and boring. If they're bored at this point, it's their own fault because they kept watching. So yeah, no, that's what I meant. That's when I said I'm not going to hang up or end the stream. I'm just going to wrap it up for people that are just there for that part of it.
Got it. Okay, I hear you.
Yeah, so I'm glad that you didn't give away any of the secrets, like your password or something like that.
Not yet. Yeah.
Not yet. In fact, I don't. What does it? Does it say how many people are on right now? Sometimes there's a little number in the bottom of this. 6 people.
Yeah, I do.
6 people. Well, that's pretty good.
That's nice.
That's probably. We actually end up, because I've been looking at the stats, trying to see, and they're not coming to mind now. But like even when I do the Watch Me Work live stream on Monday, we tend to have maybe for a while, it gets up to around 20 or 30, maybe 40 views. But some of the older ones, as more people subscribe, are getting a couple hundred views, just the plain ones. And then there's some that take off. So it's whenever there's a new subscriber, it's sort of like the rising tide floats all boats. So even though there's not too many that watch live, which is fine because we have a good time and enjoy it, they still do get picked up along the way. So
that's cool. Yeah.
And I'll do the same thing for this video, Chayton, the one on Asteroid. I just put in all the little time codes to jump ahead to the different sections.
Really?
In the video description, yeah.
Oh, I did watch the video and everything, but I didn't know you did.
Oh, no, it's not on the video. In the description, though, it basically shows that if you put it in a YouTube video description, like in the text where the description is, if you put a time code like 01:.
Oh, yeah, I know that. It automatically creates a link for the user to jump in. Right.
Yeah, so I broke that up in that. And I'll do that same for this one here.
Oh, awesome.
Now, Rick did
I
not.
I was looking at the site at the moment. I have another small tip. So maybe it's
Another small tip on yours?
a small tip. Yeah. If you look at the intro images over here,
Yeah.
they are actually compressed by a plugin, and the plugin works really well. And I think it's called, let's see. So if someone is putting up an image block, what's it called? This one. Image resize image on the fly and cache.
Okay.
It's a really nice plugin. It will actually scale down your intro images.
Okay.
And crop them if you want.
And you just set the size right there.
Yeah, the width, the height, and the cropping is set to true, and max only will just create smaller images and not larger. So if you remove this, if your thumbnail is too small, it will actually blow up the thumbnail.
Okay. Nice. And that's see up there. That's s2software.it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a free plugin. The site is a bit slow, but
oh yeah, sure.
So for all the people struggling with their intro images and full text images,
it's slow because it's coming all the way from Italy.
Yeah, probably.
Did you see Regular Labs' new extension he has out?
Yeah.
The shortcuts. Did you see that, Chayton?
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw it on. I think I saw a notification on Twitter. Yeah, I didn't install it yet, but yeah, it sounds useful. I mean, I'd normally put like Control+S trying to save a Joomla article, and then it would start to save the web page.
Yeah. No, this one's, and I think that one is Shift-Alt-S. And then I saw that there was announced on Twitter yesterday a new extension in the JED for autosave. So I thought I was going to I'll check that out. I think I'll use that for the topic next week. to see how well that works. So something that you can that runs and just auto saves your article every 5 minutes or something. So
Oh, that'd be useful.
yeah, so I'm going to check that one out and do it next maintenance Monday. So
That's a nice option. The site is loaded.
there you go.
Yeah. So you can download it here. The only thing you have
IMG resize cache. Okay.
I think we use it in almost all our websites.
Yeah, the address, let's see, because I can't copy and paste it off your screen.
Let's see if how I can actually open the chat.
Yeah, so if you open the chat on Zoom and then I figure out how to do that. Oh, there's Chayton was chatting. Yeah, privately. Yeah, I'm still live on Twitch.
That was like
It's a
20
private
minutes
chat.
ago.
Private chat that I put on the for
Tim,
everyone.
I put it on the Facebook chat.
Oh, okay. That was nice that Chayton did that privately, because he didn't say, "Hey, stupid, you're still on live Twitch," I think, but he didn't say that.
The notification actually appeared on Twitch live. You can see that message. Yeah.
Okay, just getting the URL here, and it's probably going to take a little bit to open, but then I can paste it. I think this is going to be like a big, long, ugly Facebook page refer thing there. Let's see. I think that will work. Facebook has a special department on how to make their links really ugly. Yeah, it's not coming up too fast, but it'll get there, I'm sure. All right. Anything else? Anyone out there in Chatland has any questions or anything to say or any other comments or anything to talk about? Just crickets, eh?
I'm good, Tim.
You're good. All right.
Yep.
Well, oh, and hey, Vinny's there. Vinny says nope. He's very verbose today. Vinny, did your I will just check this because yesterday Vinny's moved I Love Old Time Radio to another server, and I have a funny problem on my computer. Oh, it's working because yesterday it showed that it resolved everywhere, but for some reason I don't know if it's my router or my computer or my Chrome install, it loves to hang on to old domain locations like for a long time. So it's almost like I wish the power would go out at my house and just reset everything and save me turning it on and off. Because I have a router that my fiber comes into the house. If I unplug it and plug it in again, it makes a high-pitched squeal. I actually have to unplug it and let it cool down before I plug it back in, or else it just makes this sound forever. So one of those weird things.
That's strange. Yeah, I didn't know you do that, or you could do that with fiber and stuff.
Well, the fiber comes into the house and then goes into this white, I don't know what it is, the official
Box, right?
Yeah, white box, yeah. And then from the white box, there's an Ethernet cable that goes out to the router.
Right.
And that's where I guess it talks to get IP addresses or stores IPs.
Right. Yeah.
So that one, if I pull the power, if I turn that off and turn it on right away, it makes this high pitched sound that probably not everybody could hear, just me and the local dogs.
Oh,
and
it's horrible.
I know, but it's very faint, and it's in the guest bedroom too. So, but anyways, but what I found was if I unplug it and wait till the actual unit goes down to room temperature, because it's always got a little bit of heat in it, then when I plug it in, no problem. So it's just I don't know what it is, and I was like the internet company here is called TELUS. I mean, they're a big national company, but I thought I'm not even calling tech support to tell them that that's happening, because Because tech support already thinks first level tech support. I think the rule number one on the screen when someone calls is remember this person is stupid and it's their problem, right? So I just thought, oh yes, when I turn my modem off and turn it on, it makes a funny squealing sound that only I can hear. So I thought, all right, I know how to fix it.
And that's the tip they gave. You call them and they're like, have you tried restarting your modem or router? That's the first thing they tell you.
Yeah. Did you actually unplug the power plug?
Yeah. In fact, that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing is making the noise.
I felt bad the other day because I have a friend that's selling some stuff. Wants to sell some stuff on the site. So he's working with some women and some widows in Pakistan who are doing this sewing and making this lovely bag. So I said, yeah, we'll sell them on my site. And I sent him a link to log in, and he was describing all kinds of things. And I thought, oh boy, what has he done? How has he messed this up? Or I don't know. Anyway, so finally I remoted into his computer, and sure enough, some bizarre thing was happening where if I logged in, if he tried to log into the admin area, it just redirected him to the front page of the church of the site. And I think what happened was because he had an IP in Pakistan or whatever it was, some weird security thing that I had on the site was redirecting because the link worked for me, and also even the same thing happened if he logged in the front end and went to add a new article, it would not give him that access. So.
I know some hosting providers actually that's the way they make their servers extra
secure.
Extra
yeah.
Secure.
The only except I'm my own host. So anyway, so I was looking, and because I logged in via his computer to another website on one of my other servers. And it logged in just fine. So I thought, I do not know what's going on. And I played around. I have admin tools, but I don't think that's the problem. Anyway, so I thought,
admin tools can actually block all foreign countries.
Yeah, and I looked into that, and I didn't have it on. But anyway, so I said to him, look, I'm going to have to read up on this and try to figure it out. So a couple of days later. And I hadn't done it yet because I'm still mulling over my head. What is it? A couple days later, he says, "Oh, it's working now." So I thought, "Oh my goodness, whatever."
Admin tools. The thing about it is, it's very aggressive. Unless you white your IP, it's gonna block you as well. And I've had that happen to me like a dozen times. So the first thing I normally don't put that unless the site's gotta be like very secure or it has some sensitive information and whatnot.
Yeah.
But when I do, the very first thing I do is add my IP, my VPN, my home IP, just all the IPs in there in case I'm not able to get in. I don't want to be looking on database and trying to remove it there. It's very aggressive.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm sure we've all locked. Oh yeah, what's the line? Our server has some concerns about your activity or your IP or something.
There's that funny line, right? I remember. Yeah. No. There's a second line, Tim. You are either a bad person or a hacker. There's a popular line, that it tends to show whenever you try. If you're blocked, so you're either a bad person or a hacker. Like, go away. It's a very popular line.
Yeah. Oh, Vinny's been chatting there. Yeah, admin tools. I do not know. Vinny says you're a bad person or a spammer. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think that's
now Vinny's not in voice, so he's a few seconds behind. He's just watching on Twitch, which probably at this point reaches I think like a 30-second delay or something. Oh no, probably about 10 seconds from when it looks. So. Or either that or Vinny was saying that I'm a bad person or a spammer. That's actually how I found Joomla. I had a web hosting account in Florida, and they I had signed up with them because I needed to send emails out, and they understood that I wasn't spamming, but I had a large newsletter, and so they had one of those auto installers, Fantastico. It might still be around. So I just started looking at all this free software, and I did WordPress, and it made no sense to me. And then they had this thing called Mambo. So I thought, oh, well, I'll try that. And it just clicked. It's like, oh, that's how you, a title and here. And, oh, they have templates. Oh, that's how people do that. And that's what got me going. So, and the reason that happened was the company before thought that I was a spammer. That's the connection. Vinny says Tim is the disorderly spanner. That might be a typo.
You meant to type spammer?
I don't know. A spanner is a British term for a wrench, is it not?
Not Brit here.
Oh, he retyped it spammer.
Yeah.
He retyped it spammer. Good. Well, Vinny did not. Vinny, this would have set a record if Vinny came on with 4 people talking. But. And yeah, Vinny's not a Brit either.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, if you've got ideas for other live streams, or if you got other stuff that you guys want to show, let me know and we'll line it up.
Great.
Because I like this format. It's far more exciting than watching me figure stuff out.
Early next year, we'll do some really nice sessions about batch testing.
Yes, batch testing and testing Joomla. That's gonna be cool. And just the different involvements you have there in volunteering. Yeah. When we talked about that yesterday, that'll be good. We'll sort out a date for that.
Yeah.
I got some other people watching too that I'm behind getting in touch with. There's someone. Oh, and I'm sorry because I know his name, but it's just totally escaped me. But he was talking about doing some more stuff about setting up J2 Store because he has a lot of experience with it. So that will be good. And so there are some things there. I'm just happy that I have my thumbnail for next week done already. I did it last night just while I was working on Rick. So.
But Tim, you were right. It's really because of the the Joomla community is so isolated. There's just not that much noise. This one you see in the WordPress community. It's really good to actually talk to someone who can actually speak Joomla, if I may. You are able to you're able to see what I'm talking about when I said that. You get that error on admin tools, and what's the name of the guy on the chat?
Vinny.
Winnie, he's able to look at that too. So it's really nice to actually work with people or talk to people who can correlate to what you're talking about. You're actually speaking. You're not speaking gibberish. You're making sense.
Yeah. And that's the nice thing too about the Joomla user groups. Now, Vinny says he's interested in testing Joomla, so that's
great.
That's great. I am too. So we were looking yesterday at the map of where the Joomla user groups are, and how many did you say there are in the Netherlands?
I think 12, 13, 14, something like that.
And
I have to look it up.
And in Canada, there are none. So I was thinking about it today. I thought, man, I know there's probably people in Victoria that are in my town that are doing Joomla, but I thought, how would I even find them? I guess I could do a Google search, Joomla web design Victoria, maybe reach out and get a gathering going together. Or even the same thing with Zoom here. We could even just do something nationally or whatever, get some people together. But I agree with you, Chaitan. It's really nice to just talk with people that they're using Joomla. I was at a conference a year ago, November, here in Victoria. It was not a computer conference. It was for a group of camps that are here in Canada that are supported by and run by churches, or not run by churches, but supported by churches. And they had a guy there that had up a booth for web design, and then I guess he had done the website. So I thought, oh, great. I could talk to this guy. I thought, it's just going to be a WordPress guy, and it's not going to have anything to talk to him about, except we'll be polite to each other. Anyway, so I went over, talked to him. I said, what do you design? And he said, Joomla. And I said, oh, you're kidding me. So then we had a great time for a couple of days. And so we're, in fact, he may be watching now because he did find out and he's following on Twitch. So, but he's in the prairies. And that's one thing about, you would think that, in the Netherlands, if you have 12 groups,
yep,
That must just be because of activity. It's not because you could have 12 groups in Canada and none of them be closer than 300 miles to each other. So.
Yeah, we actually, that's what I told you yesterday. We have a lot of Joomla users in Holland. If you look at Holland, Germany, Belgium, France. Belgium is also a lot of Drupal users.
Uh-huh.
France is also a very big Joomla user, has a very big Joomla user base. So yeah, we're actually, if you look at the heat map, Brian Tiemann actually showed the heat map.
You've got that there, yeah. Let me expand
and the heat map, it will actually show France, Germany, Holland, Belgium. That's where the main users are, the most Joomla websites.
Yeah, I could agree on the France part, Rick, because, even with Asteroid, we have a lot of people coming in from, France and trying to use a product. And there's this guy, Serge, I think his name, a very nice fellow. He's from France, and he would occasionally come to our forum and then, try to help out people with trying to get help with Asteroid. And the other day, what happened is there was a guy from France trying to get help, and then he started helping, and both of them started communicating in French, and we didn't know what the hell was going on there.
And then they found out then you found out they were selling rocket themed stuff in the forum. Hey, I got to catch up, but Chuck says about you've got that right. No one around me working with Joomla. He said frustrating, but this community sure helps. And he said there used to be one in Northeast Ohio. Then John Moholt, he says in Denmark there's 4 to 5, and they're a small country. So,
yeah, I think the user group in Europe is really powerful as far as Joomla is. If you look at Akiba backup, if you look at regular labs, if you look at Gavik in the past or UTeam, all these major providers apart from Rocket Team were all from Europe, somewhere in the European Union.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Who's developing stuff that's on in North America?
So Rocket Team, Andy Miller, he's in US, but
right.
But obviously the part of at least what their website says, the folks that they have, who their support or develop the product, they're all over the world. So they don't really have, at least what I've seen, a physical office or something. They're really people who work from around the globe, work from their home or co-working spaces or whatever, and really contribute to what comes in, and then there are people from India, there are people from Europe, but really Rocket Team is like the major player, at least in the extensions product side of business. Obviously, there are many service providers like agencies and boutiques who do Joomla-based websites, but when it comes to products, like Rocket Team is the oldest. Obviously, it is the oldest and really the powerful player when it comes to Joomla players in the US. The rest are really, like I said, Akiba, Regular Labs, UTeam. You go with all of these, Voca Gallery. All of these guys are really somewhere from Europe, and that's why you see so many user groups and everything there.
Steve Burge is in the States though now, isn't he?
I'm not aware of that.
And that's Joomla Shack, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So I think
again,
Joomla Shack and Joomla Shine, both of them are from US, right?
Yeah, I don't know about Joomla Shine, but yeah, but that's So, but I'm not sure. I mean, who knows? Who knows? Well, of course, Joomla Shack's been buying up so much stuff too. I mean, they're everywhere now, eh? So, I think
one of these websites were bought by Joomla Art. I don't know which one, but one of these were.
Yeah. I know Joomla Shack's been picking up a bunch of stuff, and
yeah, I do see in the footer they have Yeah.
Okay, Vinny says, Joomla Shack is in the U.S. and yes, Steve is from the U.K. but lives in the U.S. So,
he should be on this. He has more information than both of us combined.
Yeah, Vinny, I know, but I don't know. Hey, listen, I'm just happy that although, let's see, John Moholt. Did you see John's extension last week? No, 2 weeks ago. His Hoda meta for putting open graph tags in custom fields.
If you're asking me, yeah, I did saw that.
Okay, did you see that? See, and he had. I'm just saying he appeared on camera for that.
Okay. I see where this is going. Yeah.
I have a hard time getting people to appear on camera, but Rick appeared on camera.
Yeah, of course.
And Chayton, you appeared on camera. Oh wait, no, you didn't.
Oh no. No, I'm gonna get a webcam. I'm sensing where this is going. I'll get a webcam. I don't work on a laptop. I'm a desktop guy, as always been, always will be. But I'll get a webcam. I think for these kind of discussions, just to empower a little more, it's usually it's useful to put a picture behind the voice.
Well, for hanging out, you just ask the owner if you can buy one.
Yeah. He just approved. Yeah.
Vinny says Vinny spies on people, and Vinny is a desktop guy too. And Vinny has appeared on camera before, so.
Yeah, the funny thing about having a desktop is, so I have a MacBook, but I just don't like working. It's probably something I can email on. So when I'm going out of town to my hometown or for like a weekend, what I would do is I have a setup there. So I have a monitor. And then I have a keyboard and everything there. But the desktop that I have at my home, it's a very powerful one. I have an i7 with a SSD, but 32 gigs of RAM and everything. So what I do is I just put the desktop in the back of a car and consider it the laptop. I just carry it. It's fine. Plug it in, use it. Even if I don't use it, it probably keeps sitting in the car. But that's something that happens when you're a desktop guy.
Yeah. Well, I'm without a laptop right now because mine died, and and the one that we do have, I got my daughter got a new laptop. So actually, I mean, I tell you, I don't know how old you. I know Chayton doesn't have kids, but I'll tell you, when your kids start giving you hand-me-down stuff, that's pretty humiliating. Oh, here, Dad, you can have this. Here's this. Especially when I say, "What are you gonna do with that old laptop?" Oh, I don't know. And you want it? I say, "Yes." He said, "Well, will you give me $50 for it?" I said, "What?" Anyway, so we have this laptop, and my daughter didn't want it anymore because the touchpad sometimes doesn't work. So anyways, my wife uses that for a lot of her work and stuff. So one of my clients was talking about me going down in San Francisco to do some filming of someone for a project. And so I thought, oh, that'd be exciting. And then I thought, oh, wait a second, I don't have a laptop. Oh my goodness, how am I living without a laptop? Because I like desktops. They're great. They're powerful. You just spread them out. You just have stuff going on them. But yeah, if you're going to travel or go around, then it's good to have it's good to have a laptop. Plus, it's also good to have a good laptop. So,
right.
Tim, I actually posted a link where you can register a Joomla user group.
Or where I can register a Joomla user group.
Yeah.
I know there is something. Let's see here. What did you post that link in Facebook?
No, in the Zoom chat.
Oh, it's there in Zoom. Yeah. Okay. So. If you'd like to register a group, because there's facts and rules. Oh my goodness, rules.
Yeah, there are always rules.
Rules. All right. I think that one of the rules is that you have to find a WordPress user and sacrifice them under a Hey, do you want to post that in Facebook, and then I'll bring it up here and we'll take a look at it.
Okay.
Oh, you like that, did you?
That'd be nice if that was a rule.
Well, that's always the problem when we're talking to clients. Well, I want to have WordPress, and the first question is, why do you want to have WordPress? Because it's easy. Who the hell did tell you that WordPress is easy? WordPress is not easy. WordPress is difficult.
Okay, here's the basic rules. There's some basic rules that all who submit their user group must comply with to comply for inclusion. Okay. A listing can only be submitted and listed in a single category. Multiple category listings be removed. The name of the user group must be Joomla user group city. If there's another Joomla user group in your city, do you guys have jugs in Europe?
Yeah.
Okay, because every time I see JUG, I just see jugs, so I just like
big jugs.
So I thought maybe it was something else. But in your city, you can combine or use different differentiators. Enter your city, state, province, region. Postal codes used for the map. There must be 2 different contacts. Must include first and last. So I have to find at least one other person.
Right. That's what makes a group, right?
Yeah. Well, that makes a couple, I think, but they're primarily to meet in person. Commit to at least 2 in-person meetings per year. Okay, that's pretty much, so a coffee shop will work. entering a meeting venue, people will know where you meet, and it helps them decide. Okay, I could use the boardroom at the Chamber of Commerce. So I can use that for you. You must have some form of website or social media page. Oh, see. So that would be ironic. You could build it in WordPress. That would be funny.
Yeah, if you want, you can. Well, they actually give you also, I think, an account on the website of Joomla.
Oh, okay.
So you can post a thing.
And you can use the following.
Yeah.
You use the following medium for your main Joomla user group website. A Joomla website with its own domain may need trademark approval if Joomla are in the domain name. You know, my domain name, basicjoomla.com, I registered that many years ago just to have a default Joomla version that I could copy before I learned about subdomains. And then, so I guess about a month ago or a month and a half ago, they sent out that little reminder that if you have Joomla in your domain name, you need permission. So I filled out a thing right away, and I haven't heard anything back. So I'm just saying this right now. At some point down the road, when I become famous, and then people start to hate me because I'm beautiful, and they attack my domain, I'm saying it right here. At least 6 to 8 weeks ago, I sent an email saying, "Hey, what do you want me to do? I've got this domain here." So, all right. So that's when I used to race at the local speedway. The thing that would get when you started winning, that's when people really hated you. So, a Facebook page, a meetup page. You may use the following. Oh, so not all of these, any of them. It's fine to have a main website using one of the above options, and also have a Twitter, for example. You may have a Joomla website, and also use Meetup. Use Meetup. Oh, Meetup, is that a thing? Meetup is a page?
Oh, Meetup.com, very popular website. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Wow. See, and that's why no one hates me yet, because I'm still learning stuff like that. If you use trade. Okay, we read that. Examples of what you need to go through. Trademark review. Okay. See, I'm starting to lose my interest because there's so many words here.
Well, I think I know for a fact that hosting a Pizza Bucks and Fun is much easier.
Your Joomla. I should add that this disclaimer at the bottom of my site anyways, but all right, well, I will check the rest of this out at some point. I need a video. I need a 5-minute video telling me what to do and encouraging me. Wow, there's like 18. Oh, okay. I'll check this out later.
Tim, do you know what he's talking about? Pizza Bucks and Fun thing?
Yes, I do know. That's
okay. Okay. I just want to make sure. Yeah.
No. That's now. Do you that happens? Well, make sure I do know what it is, but one of you guys describe it just so everybody knows, and I know everything because I don't know what I don't know. I know what I do.
I'll let Rick do the honors.
Thank you. Well, in Holland, we actually have a lot of Pizza Bucks and Fun. It's when we just meet up, and together we fix Joomla, or we actually test patches. And if you want, you can actually fix Joomla bugs. And most of the time, there will be someone who's a little more in depth in the Joomla community, and he will host the meeting. And he will help you figure out how to patch, how to test patches, and test the new Joomla features. So it's really nice because you gather around as a group, and you can have afterwards some nice pizza and some nice drinks, and it's also nice to meet new people.
Yeah. Now, do people ever remote in for that?
What do you mean remote?
Oh, like do they ever connect by video or from a remote thing or?
No.
You physically get together.
Yeah, no, I knew that, but
yeah.
But
he's asking like people.
It's going to be hard for me to get to one.
Yeah. Well, I think that actually should be possible if you want.
Yeah.
That's something we have to figure out. But yeah, well, probably if we host know something on Twitch using Zoom, we can do some patch testing together.
Because I can stay at home and eat pizza alone. It happened to me a lot in high school. So
Well, actually, the pizza eating is the easy part.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I
that
think the
sounds
pizza
like
eating
good.
happens after you're done with the bug fixing and testing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
So
right. Well,
usually we start at 9 and then until 5, and then we just order in some pizza or go to some restaurant.
well, that sounds like a lot of fun. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Tim, if you and me were about to go, we should reach like 4:45 or something, right?
If we were about to go where?
If we were about to go to Rick's,
Oh,
the
yes.
Pizza Bugs and Fun, we would reach like 4:45, just the time they're about to order pizza,
Yes. Yeah, that would be good. Well, but will you pick Chayton and I up at the airport?
Yeah, no problem.
We'll just fly in for it.
Great. That would be great.
Yeah, Chayton, you fly to Vancouver. Oh no, you're closer to. You wouldn't fly to Vancouver to go to
Yeah,
Europe.
I'm closer to Europe. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. You're yeah, because I'm way far away.
Yeah, from here it's like 10 hours. I think 9 hours to England, London, Heathrow, and then probably an hour to Netherlands or something.
Yeah, it's probably the same for me, because to fly from Victoria to Toronto is 4 hours and 20 minutes on a direct flight. And then you'd have Toronto to London, which would probably be another 4 or 5 hours. So it's probably about the same.
Got it.
Get there at the same time. Vinny says he's not joining my user group. I just want Vinny to come to Canada and get a haircut with me. If you guys have been listening to some of the other streams.
Yeah, I did.
Well, okay. I maybe what I will tentatively. I'll have to find another Joomla person here in Victoria.
I mean, it doesn't have to be specifically a Joomla person. It can be a daughter, it can be a wife, it can be a kids, right?
Well, yeah. Well, to have a Joomla group? That would.
You need a secondary contact to create a.
Oh
Joomla
yeah, I know, but
right?
Yeah, I mean, as long as I don't post pictures, I could use my neighbor's dog if I wanted to. I mean,
right. So you just create a group, and that's how you find people, right?
Yeah. I think my neighbor's dog is Taffy.
Okay. Well. Yeah.
So it'd be Tim and Taffy and Victoria. I'd say Taffy's very shy.
Tim and Taffy. Yeah, that sounds like a couple. Yeah, exactly, a couple.
TNT.
Yeah. That's well, that's very encouraging. You guys are telling me to form a group, but I don't really need someone else that's interested in spending time.
You can always try. You can always try.
I'll find someone. I haven't looked for anyone, but I'll find someone.
Great.
All right. I'll hang a stake around my neck and see who wants to play. So, well, this has been great, you guys.
Yeah.
Nice hanging out.
Really fun.
If next Wednesday, Boxing Day, if you want to see the secret tech that's hanging outside the door just over here,
that's
be nice. The place to be. And I'm going to have a nice cup of tea while I'm giving everyone a tour. So
great.
I'm going to have the whole Victoria Joomla user group over.
Oh yeah, you're going to see the neighbor's dog. I got it.
Yeah, Taffy or Toffee or Tammy. I'll tell you, my neighbor's not into Joomla, so I can tell you this. That dog is dumb as a bag of hammers.
Well, let's hope he's not watching. Like I said, he's not in Joomla. Let's just hope he doesn't Google your name, right?
If that dog is watching this, it's barking at me because they've had it for 4 or 5 or 6 years. It's just a little. It's like a little poodle that's been. It looks like it's been taken off of a giant Q-tip, and you would think that after 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 years, it would recognize me. No. I back my truck in, park, and that dog just barks every time it sees me. I go out on my back deck to barbecue, that dog starts barking at me. So it's like, and I'll tell you, well, let's see who else. I have a small dog problem in my neighborhood. Many years ago, our neighbors across the back had a little yappy dog that would just bark. And we have bald eagles that live in our neighborhood. So I used to think I used to wonder if I could keep a straight face if I saw a bald eagle pick up that dog and fly off with it. If I could keep from smiling when I had to go tell the people. I just wondered. Honestly, I've had bald eagles in a tree just looking down while I'm barbecuing. I mean, they're resident around here. So, but I just thought, boy, if that happened.
Watching, encouraging, come on, you can do it. You can do
But
it.
on the flip side, to be fair, they are people's pets and they do have an emotional attachment. So I don't wish sadness on them. And I wasn't praying that an eagle would take the little dog. I just thought if I happened to be there when it happened, I would probably be okay with it. John says when I have the site up and running, he will sign the Joomla user group. All the way from Denmark. Okay, and then Mary says the dog is just saying hello. Yes, over and over and over and over and over again. The dog is saying, hello, I'm stupid. Nice to meet you. And I said, Taffy, I've been living here longer for so many years. Anyways. I was going to say don't get me going, but I think you did. So, alrighty, well, that's about lunchtime here for me. So, that was great. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Rick. Thanks, thanks everybody in chat and Chayton for adding your voice to things and hanging out. That
of course,
was really pleasant.
Sure. I'll add my video next time, Tim. I see where this is going. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Either that or I'm going to show that wedding picture that I didn't use for the thumbnail.
No. The video is fine.
When I did Chayton's thumbnail, I went looking for a picture, and then I found one on his Facebook, but I couldn't. I wondered if it was him or not. So I asked Naveen. I said, is this Chayton? And Naveen said, oh, here, I'll get you a better picture. I thought it was great.
You're getting shot again, Tim.
If I had used that picture, the female viewership of the channel would have gone up. But now I think it's probably once Chayton
they think you're getting kids up because they think you're getting kids up on the show to play video games and stuff. You know.
Now I'm pretty sure once you get a camera, there's probably just going to be some disappointment. So.
That's the reason I haven't bought one yet, but I'll try to get some confidence in. Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. Right. Thank you. I need that.
Well, Chayton, have a good day. It's the middle of the night there for you.
Yeah. You too, sir. You too. And you too, Rick. I'll sign off and let you guys do the talk. Okay.
No, well, that's it. I'm just going to say bye to Rick and bye to everybody in chat.
Yeah,
and
bye-bye.
As usual, everybody, enjoy your Joomla sites and God bless.